What's up, Taurus? Welcome to your December general reading. This is going to be for you, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, but remember, it's not going to resonate with all of you guys, so definitely check out your other placements. I'm happy to be talking to you guys. This is a great time for newness to come in, okay? So we're in December, which means we are in Sagittarius season, which means collectively we are in that ninth house energy, right? But for you guys, we are technically in eighth house energy, right? So a big time of transformation. It's like you guys get it kind of back to back because we just came out of Scorpio season, which is connected to that eighth house. And then you guys are experiencing your eighth house kind of all over again. So lots of big changes coming to you right now. This month is really, really good to you, especially in terms of your professional life and your finances, especially at the end of the month when we have that full moon in Gemini, right? Because that's going to be hitting your second house. So be expecting some type of maybe a bonus or some type of a surprise. Mercury is also very chatty this month. So don't be surprised if there's messages coming to you from different areas of your life, kind of guiding you in the right direction, right? So one thing I do want to say is December 1st, Neptune went direct. It's been retrograde since the end of June, I believe June 25th. So, Neptune is that dreamy planet that kind of rules Pisces, but this retrograde was really, really important because what it kind of did was it plucked all the illusions and kind of plucked all the places where we get a little bit spacey and allow ourselves to kind of go into this dream world of things that aren't real. So it really kind of, for the last few months, has given us opportunities to see where our real friendships are, where our real loyalties lie, what our real priorities are. Like, it really just kind of brought out a separation of what's real to us and what's fake. Now, we are going to be having a new moon in Sagittarius, which is going to be really, really beautiful. Again, tapping into your eighth house, lots of transformations, but very much a new moon that brings a lot of adventure, a lot of great new opportunities, right? It is a solar eclipse, so it is very, very big. And solar eclipses and eclipses in general, you just have to know that you kind of have to go with the flow. So for you fixed earth signs, it may be a little bit weird to kind of give up certain controls, but it's very, very necessary because you can't direct an eclipse. You kind of have to let the eclipse guide you, right? Now, Ten of Pentacles is showing up here as the unseen energy. This is what is at the bottom of the deck. I love to see it. This is about abundance. This is about legacy. This is about building. This is about family. And again, I do feel like there's a lot of possible growth and especially abundance and especially money that's growing for you guys this month. Even your network is growing too. We are going to be having Jupiter going into Pisces at the end of the month. And for you guys, that's going to be hitting your 11th house. So there's a lot of expansion that's happening within your social circles, even your social causes, your friends, that types of thing. So even if you guys are like deeply involved in your community, like this could be bringing all of that together and showing that things are expanding and growing. And I think this is really great. There's something towards your legacy that's definitely building at this time, Taurus. Also, a couple things I want to keep in mind is Gemini is going to be having that full moon, right? Like I said, it's going to be really, really, really significant for you in terms of your finances. Also, Venus is going to be retrograde. Now, this is a big deal for you too, Taurus, because Venus is your ruling planet, and Venus is the planet of beauty and money and luxury and all those types of things. Now, the main thing with Venus being retrograde is it does make our dating life and our relationships a touch tricky, right? Communication's usually not really on point. People can get easily confused or misled by certain communication. It's kind of an unclear spot to be in terms of relationships. So if you are feeling like there's some kind of like standstill or a little stagnancy, it's most likely just that Venus retrograde energy. The good thing is, though, it kind of shows us where we need to tighten up in our relationships. It shows us where we need to tighten up in our money. It shows us where the holes are. So that's really, really good. Also, with Venus being retrograde, I would not advise that you go out and make any significant or big changes to your appearance, or even I've been telling people things with their house. Like, say you've been wanting to do, actually, it's quite different. If you've been planning on doing things, maybe that's one thing or another. I would definitely get the ball rolling before the 19th, though. But let's say if you're like just having this impulse to cut bangs or to dye your hair blue or something, definitely would hold off during Venus retrograde. So that's going to be happening from December 19th to January 29th. So those are kind of some of the big key dates I want you guys to keep in mind. I actually did do a December video talking about it. There's a link in the description box below if you're interested. But let's get into these cards and we'll see how things play out, okay? So you guys have the Nine of Wands and the Two of Swords. This has decision making all over it. Now, it feels like there's something that you guys have been a little bit nervous about moving into or moving closer in or elevating, right? So this could be a relationship, this could be a job title, this could be anything. But, you know, the Nine of Wands person is someone who they've gone through some things. They've had their head banged up, they've been hurt before, they've been betrayed before, they, you know, whatever this could be. And they're a little bit apprehensive in terms of moving forward, but they still will, and they still have the strength and the ability to. Now, when we get to Two of Swords, there's definitely a decision that needs to be made. This is like you've come to a crossroads. You're going to go left or you're going to go right. Let's look into this. But with the Knight of Wands and Two of Swords together, there's definitely fear based around something. So this might be a month where you're looking into exactly what that is. Like I said, with Neptune now being direct, I think that pulls a lot of things to the surface, right? That kind of takes that veil off that's maybe been hiding a few things for us to take a deeper dive into so we can choose to do better, right? Now you've got the Three of Discs. This might even be in terms of, especially for those of you guys who might be entrepreneurs or trying to step out in a different way, especially as it pertains to business, if there have been things that you've been scared to do, right? Because Three of Discs or Three of Pentacles is a very collaborative card. This actually talks about coming together with people who are unlikely and making something that's very, very beautiful. I think that if there's been something that you've been kind of holding off on, I think Spirit's kind of urging you to take a chance, make some connections. It might be that you need a little bit more information or a little bit more help and resources in order to move forward, but it's right there for you. I think that this is not a time to let fear take a hold. I think that this is a time to kind of be open to other possibilities and be open to networking and working with different types of people, because it just may be that something different than what you had originally expected is what's going to get you to the place that you want to be. But I definitely see collaborations. I see coming together. Like I said, the end of the month, Jupiter is going to be lighting up your 11th house with it being in Pisces. So that's really, really good for your social causes. It's really, really good for your humanitarian efforts. It's really, really good for your friend circle. Now, in the past position, you've got the Five of Pentacles, which is not an easy card to get. It's very much a card about being left out, maybe even having money issues, right? But what's clarifying it is a Ten of Cups, which I love to see. So that kind of offsets it. This is about emotional stability. So maybe in the past you found that you were having a little bit of financial issues, but all in all, you were feeling good. The family was good. Things were good. This could even be some type of a shakeup in the family. Because you do have the Tower card. So this could even be some type of surprise that puts maybe a financial strain on you. So like, let's say if you're finding out that you're pregnant or something, naturally it's like, okay, we're gonna have to tighten down because we've got a whole nother mouth that we're gonna eventually have to feed, that type of thing. It doesn't seem like this is any type of a bad thing. It just seems like this is like, maybe in the past you guys have gotten over something that's in the long run brings you a lot of joy and it'll bring you to a really good place, but it may not have felt so good in the beginning, like the initial news, or it may have made you feel like you were going to have to sacrifice something, but I don't see that being the case at all. It's going to be really important this month that you are using your intuition in making your decisions, right? Lean on that. You know, I don't know that people always make the connection, but Sagittarius is actually a very spiritual sign. All signs, I mean, all fire signs are actually very spiritual signs. And so you do want to be kind of connecting with and trusting more of your intuition at this time. The Queen of Cups could also be talking about a figure in your life that's very important, that brings you some type of like emotional security, stability, that type of thing. Could be a mother, could be a grandmother. We've got the Emperor clarifying it here. It could even be a father then. But there is some significant possibly even cup energy around you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. That's really significant this month. There's also, it's pointing to matters of the house. There may be some things happening with that. You've got the King of Pentacles here clarifying this. So yes, it feels like there may be some changes with the house. You guys taking authority in a different way, maybe deciding to make a different type of move, right? That's really, really showing up here. Could also be something going on with your parents. Okay, keep that in mind. Now you've got the Death card here, which, like I said, this month for you is all about that 8th house energy. It's all about that transformative energy. Old things are dying so that new things can be reborn. This is also pointing to Scorpio season, right? I do feel like that full moon in your sign was obviously very significant. It could have, for many of you, felt like it's kind of shifted and changed the trajectory of a lot of things, especially as it pertains to business. Now we've got the Queen of Wands here, which she represents vibrancy. She represents being someone who is social and connected to things that she loves and, you know, driven by her passions. She's beautiful, she's fun, she's sexual. I do love to see this because honestly, I feel like you guys are like starting to learn how to not take yourself so seriously. Obviously not in a way like, obviously you have to take like business things serious, or you have to take adulting serious to a certain point. You know, you have to pay your bills, you have to do all these things. But there's this level of freedom that I feel like you guys really have. I feel like that moon was super significant for you. Some of you guys have found yourself feeling completely different, almost feeling, you know, it's funny sometimes. So like an active, like an active Aries full moon. I'm a Libra, right? So active Aries full moon in my sign or in my season, I can start to take on more Aries traits. Or you know, if I'm in Aries season, sometimes like there's something about you with Scorpio season. Some of you guys are feeling more like that scorpionic pull, like you're feeling more like a Scorpio. I don't know how else to direct it, but there's a certain freedom that's coming with this. This could also be pointing to your sexuality too. There's a certain freedom that's coming with you guys, which I love to see. It just feels very, it just feels good. It feels light. But I think that this has a lot to do with this Two of Swords here and this Nine of Wands in the beginning. There's some decision that you guys are making. And the best way I could tell you is it feels like it's going to set you free in some type of a way. I don't know if this is you deciding to go against the grain of what you feel like you're supposed to be doing, or, you know, your whole life, whatever. I can't even describe it, but this decision sets you free. And it's a really big deal. And it feels like it's something that you guys have really kind of been holding off on making for whatever reasons, right? Now, you got Knight of Wands here. I think this is really great, especially for you single Tauruses, dating life, right? Again, with Venus being retrograde, things can be a little bit confusing, but that doesn't mean that you can't still go out there, have a good time, meet new people, have some fun. You've got the Ace of Pentacles here, which is clarifying it. So that could be new opportunities in dating, but also I feel like, especially because your second house is being lit up with that full moon, this is really, really great in terms of money coming towards you. This is really, really great in terms of business opportunities coming towards you. Like, you guys are really in a place where you can kind of make a lot happen. So I would definitely lean into that. With the Ace of Pentacles, whatever's coming towards you this month, it feels like it's something that's solid. It feels like something that can grow. It feels like something that will be building towards your legacy. Now, you've got that Three of Pentacles here again. So there is a lot of collaboration. There is a lot to be said about you spending time with friends. There's a lot for you to be said about being social and out there. I think you guys are going to be pretty busy this month. We are in Sagittarius season, which means that all of us are a little bit more direct and a little bit more blunt. Like, Sagittarius are, yeah, they're probably the most blunt out of all the zodiac sign, right? I tell people all the time, if you don't want the truth, you don't ask a Sagittarius, because they're going to tell you the truth, and they're not going to do it in the most tactful way. They're just going to say it how it is, and they're not trying to be rude. They're just getting the information to you out there. So whenever we are in a particular sign, we all kind of take on those qualities a little bit more, which can be a little rough in terms of communication. If we're all being a little bit more blunt, a little bit direct, for some people, this could be a little bit prickly. So just be mindful of that communication. You know, Mercury is moving to Capricorn this month, which forces us to kind of up our communication styles. Capricorn is very like adulting. It's very, you know, it's that Saturn energy. It's the very adult and mature and polished and you know what you're supposed to be doing type energy. And so all of us are getting an upgrade in our communication styles, which is really, really good. So for you Tauruses, where you can be passive aggressive when irritated, not too different from most, or some, like Virgos like this too, Capricorns like this too. This is a great time where we are kind of shown the ways that we can kind of work on ourselves in order to build our relationships. So Mercury moving to Capricorn will be really good for you guys with that. Also, Mars is moving to Sagittarius, which gives us all an extra drive. Again, that's going to be hitting your 8th house. So there's a lot of 8th house energy being lit up. It's almost confusing to kind of predict exactly what's going to happen with 8th house, because it can almost be like a wild card. You just know that so many things are transforming that you don't know exactly how it's going to hit. But what I will say for you guys is it's going to be something that definitely builds towards your legacy. You've got money coming to you, absolutely. Even if it doesn't come to you the month of December, this could be the time where you're implementing new things to where you're going to see in the next few months that start to curl over and work for you. If you're dating, have fun dating. Don't take anything too seriously. Just have fun dating, be in the moment. Understand that we are having a solar eclipse this month. So let the universe show you, let the universe guide you. It's kind of like when you go to Target, you let Target show you what you need, right? Or at least I do, and that's the problem. Okay, so you've also got attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. Now, I cannot remember who had this card, but I want to say that it was either Sagittarius or Scorpio. Maybe Libra, but I'm probably lying. I feel like it was Sagittarius or Scorpio. If you have any of those placements in your chart, I would definitely check out that those readings, or if you're dealing with someone with those placements, right? You also got gratitude list, which says counting your blessings and feeling gratitude for what you already have helps you to be centered in your heart instead of fixated on worries in your mind. What and who are you grateful for right now? Keep focusing upon gratitude and you'll discover the amazing generosity of this universe. Yes, keeping a list of gratitude. And then you've also got true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So maybe this is what's coming in. Maybe this is where you're at. But either way, I'll take it. That's good. Like I said, if there is any friction or if you are feeling a little bit stagnant during this time, especially between December 19th and January 29th, we are having that Venus retrograde. Understand that those energies make things a little bit sticky and prickly. We do have that Gemini full moon the day before Venus goes retrograde. I know like the timing is a little bit weird, but if there's anything that you need to get out there, if there's anything that you need to say, if there's anything that you need to say, I would do it before Venus retrograde, basically, especially as it pertains to relationships. Okay? I think that there's a lot being shown to you so that you're able to make the decisions that you want to make going forward. So I hope that this was helpful. If you would like a personal reading, you can reach out to me at shesvibetarot@gmail.com. Go to my About tab. I've got all the pricing and menu of services. There's a link provided if you would like to talk to me personally and have like a live chat. Okay, so you can do that on your own. And I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I love you so much. Talk to you later, Taurus.